We talked about your match with Dustin and how you guys all left him laying at the end. Hulk successfully defends his title against Flair in a career-threatening match, only to be confronted by brother Brutai. Brutai immediately, he then joins Kevin Sullivan and Avalanche, formerly Earthquake in WWF. They are now known as the Three Faces of Fear. And before we move any further, let's talk about some factions, something that you know a thing or two about, Arn, in your career. You're the founder of the Horsemen. You're one of the foundational pieces of the Dangerous Alliance. Most recently, up to this point, the Stud Stable. And here we have Brutai, who we now call the Butcher. Love the creative on that. He's taken the lead role in a faction with Sullivan and Avalanche at his side. First thoughts. I mean, we're going way back to 94. When you hear this faction, what do you think about the makeup of this group, the guys that are making up this group? What do you think just on the surface about the Three Faces of Fear here?
It feels like it was just thrown together. Factions that get over have a reason for guys to be together. There has to be some common sense reasoning why guys pool their talents together. And when you just throw a group of guys together and, okay, here's what we have and here's what you call them, it's hard for the fans to get invested in something like that, I think.
It is, and it's almost like they're putting together, outside of Kevin Sullivan, when you think about Brutus, I'm just going to call him Brutus Beefcake, Brutus, that's how I grew up on him, and John Tenta. They're old school guys from the WWF days, and it's a hot topic with Dave Meltzer. He actually shared some thoughts around this too. It's like you're kind of rehashing some of the past. Again, guys comfortable with Hogan, and Meltzer said, although we may be surprised, the next clash and pay-per-view don't look to be winners. The fact is, the real test of Hogan's drawing power has yet to begin. He's absolutely right. Of course, Hogan versus Flair, it's that unique dream match that's going to draw a lot of interest. It's a no-brainer. To your point, Arn, you have said it over. I would have saved that one or invested more time in it. The Hogan era is when Flair is gone and Hogan feeds himself his old WWF, again, Meltzer's words, cronies he used to eat for lunch, and shoots angles with them where he puts himself in a vulnerable position. Something, for reasons in hindsight, everyone should be able to figure out that he would never do for Flair, but he'll only do that if he's in full control. And listen, we know that Meltzer's will and always will be a Ric Flair guy and has a long track record of being critical, super critical of Hogan. But he does have a valid point here. The stalwart Flair gone from the company, and now you're seeing Hulk, from our perspective as fans, retread that 1980s booking that brought him so much success when he was with McMahon. So, in your opinion, Arn, I got to ask, do you think pandering to Hogan is a mistake here, or does the box office appeal he brings to the company offset some of the damages that the 80s booking philosophy might bring to the product?
Oh, the only way to benefit a guy working with Hogan is he needs to have heat. I can't remember and put my finger on anybody who would have had heat at that particular time. Is there anybody you can think of?
No.
With the company that was hot? Say a Rick Rude that would have been hot at the time.
Yeah.
You could have put, you could have put him in an angle done properly with Hogan, I think. It's got to be, I don't know. It's just booking matches. You can book matches, this guy against this guy, this guy against this guy, and you can put it in a town. It doesn't mean it's going to draw, but you can have 2 or 3 matches that the audience cares about, and sometimes that's enough to draw you a house. It was just all rehash,